Future of the New York Knicks is up in jeopardy. My name's Cam from Let's Talk Ball, powered by Dabble Fantasy, and today we're talking about solely the Knicks, the roster that they just had this season, why they fell short, the future, and why they fired Tom Thibodeau. A lot of questions to be answered, and leave down your questions down below in the comments, and I'm going to do all offseason stuff with almost every single team, so comment the next team I should do. Starting off strong with the Knicks roster. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride. That's pretty much the only players that play. You got some rookies like, I think his name's Piake Dietete, and then Tyler Kolek, of course, who I think could be a surprise for him next season, especially if they bring in another coach. So let's just start with their roster. Obviously, they bring in Jalen Brunson for pretty much pennies on the dollar of what he's worth. Go to the next position, Mikal Bridges, they pay 5 first-round picks for and a pick swap. Is that worth it? In my opinion, no. But at the time, they were trying to build a roster that would contend in the Eastern Conference, and let's be for real, they built a roster that would contend. It just wouldn't, it just fell short. OG Anunoby, they paid $40 million for it. They traded Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett for him. In my opinion, great trade. It's just a lot of money for a player that did not perform well in the playoffs. Power forward position, they play Josh Hart. They really were playing Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns in like a double big towards the end of the playoffs, but let's just say Josh Hart is there. He's kind of the glue guy for this team. Obviously, Josh Hart is Josh Hart, kind of that scrappy guy, grab rebounds, score a bucket here and there, but he's really just a facilitator to get other people open, kind of like a Draymond Green role of this team. And then Karl-Anthony Towns, who obviously they traded Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and a first-round pick for last offseason. Now, let's start talking about the future of this roster. Jalen Brunson, obviously an absolute lock to stay. Then Mikal Bridges, who I'm going to say they lock in to stay as well, just because they paid 5 or 6 first-round picks for. OG Anunoby, I would say is expendable, but I don't think anybody would be willing to take on this $40 million contract. Then when you get to Josh Hart, obviously I think he's going to stay, unless he's like a throw-in for a bigger deal that includes Karl-Anthony Towns. It's kind of crazy. Like, I'm a Celtics fan, so I don't see it as the way Knicks fans see it, but Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson just single-handedly brought that team to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I thought Karl-Anthony Towns was the better player in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson probably scored the most points in the playoffs, like total, but his plus-minus was like horrendous, while Karl-Anthony Towns was in like the 30s. Like, Cat was going off almost every single game, not only points but rebounds as well. The consistency was there for Cat. For Brunson, I don't think it really was. So it's kind of crazy that people are saying, oh, ship off Karl-Anthony Towns. I guess his defensive abilities are weighing him down. That's kind of his like negative aspect on the court. That's why they were kind of running the Mitchell Robinson double big lineup, because teams like the Pacers, who could outrun you and have Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner that could really pick apart Cat everywhere at the rim, with Siakam from behind the arc from Miles Turner, and that kind of showed in the Eastern Conference Finals. So now there's already a lot of buzz about KD to the Knicks, Giannis to the Knicks, expanding Karl-Anthony Towns. Now I wouldn't trade Cat for KD straight up. I think Cat's got a lot left in the tank compared to Durant. I think Cat may be 30 or 31, while Durant's 36, going on 37. Obviously, if you can get a package for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and all you have to include is one of your starters, and your starter is Karl-Anthony Towns, and you flip, him. They don't have a lot of first-round picks to give up for Kevin Durant. I know they have next year's Washington's first top 8 protected, so that probably won't even be a first, because Washington's going to absolutely suck. So I don't know. Do you move on from Karl-Anthony Towns? In my opinion, no. Like, what better are you going to get on the market? He's pretty much one of the most prestigious centers you can go get right now, or not even you can go get, just period, in the NBA. Like, there's a very short list of centers, and Karl-Anthony Towns is 100% on that list that I would want on my team for a championship caliber team. They just fell short. Talk about falling short. Firing Tom Thibodeau. This is kind of like a 50-50 move. Like, 50 of us saw it coming, 50 of us didn't. Or 50 of us, didn't think it was going to happen, 50 of us did. Like, I get it. Like, the rotation, the big thing from Tom Thibodeau is he doesn't play his bench. He doesn't lean to his bench. He doesn't trust his bench. Therefore, like, the younger guys won't get the development that they need. And I get it. Like, you want as much chemistry as you can for the first 5 to 7 guys in your rotation, especially those 5 stars. You want to bond, to know how to play basketball together, because you can have 5 best superstars in the world, but if they don't have chemistry, like, it's pretty much worthless. So I get what Tom Thibodeau was trying to do. I just think he pushed the limit too far. Like, last season, OG's hamstring, he got hurt. Jalen Brunson broke his hand. Now, that's stuff that obviously you can't really predict, but when you grind them into the ground, and I'm talking about like players like Mikal Bridges, who's Iron Man, and he's coming up and he's saying, "Oh, we need less minutes during the regular season." It's a problem. So when we get to the playoffs, and you guys are exhausted, or you're starting to deal with some injuries, it's because you play your guys 35 to 40 minutes every single night in the regular season, and it doesn't matter in the regular season. Like I feel like especially in the Eastern Conference, like it was so open this year. Like the Pacers made the finals. You could have been a 1 through 8 seed and made the finals. So I don't know. It's just Tom Thibodeau leaving is definitely a stain on New York. I think he was one of the best head coach in the last 10 years, or maybe even 15 or 20 years. Like they brought him out of the mud, literally. The Knicks were horrendous, still horrendous franchise. Haven't won in 50 plus years. So I don't know who the next head coach is going to be. That's probably the next section we're going to talk about. So before we get to the Knicks' next head coach, let's talk about Pacers versus Thunder. Here's my daily dabble every single time on this podcast. We do a dabble entry. If you don't know what Dabble Fantasy is, it's a DFS app, probably the best one out there. Not even probably, the best one out there. You can pick more or less on your favorite players, player props. They got anything from UFC to like Australian basketball to obviously MLB, NBA, NFL, PGA, anything that you really want to place, your picks on. Dabble has. They also have a community page. They have a For You page. You can copy my picks. I mean, this one, they got 249 copies as of this morning. So go on to Dabble, and right now you get $25 for free when you use code AllTalkSports, and you have to put literally no money down. Go copy this play. But yeah, let's move on from Dabble, who's the GOAT DFS app, and let's move on to the GOAT, who's going to be the next New York Knicks head coach. It probably won't be the GOAT. My three candidates are Mike Brown. Okay, obviously, his resume speaks for himself. I think his time in Sacramento got cut short. I just don't think that roster worked. Next pick is Mike Malone, just because of the name. I don't think he can do much better. I would love to see what he can do without Jokic, though. I think it'll be a huge drop-off. And my fun pick is Jay Wright, the Villanova head coach. Obviously, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, all from Villanova. Dante DiVincenzo was. Maybe you bring him back. I'm just kidding. Jay Wright would be cool. I just don't think he leaves Villanova, and I don't think it would work, Jay Wright in the NBA. So that's my takes for the Knicks' future. Now, for the future, they really don't have any young assets that I think would develop. I think the biggest, question mark for them is Deuce McBride. If you can, mold Deuce McBride into not only a sixth man of the year, but maybe like their starting shooting guard moving forward. So maybe you can slide, Mikal to the 3, OG to the 4, and then you have Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson off the bench, who you can trust now with Tom Thibodeau gone. It kind of be cool, especially Tyler Kolek too. Tyler Kolek's from where I live, so that'd be pretty cool to see him get some rotational minutes. Shout out to Tyler Kolek. And I guess that's all. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Do they expand, or do they trade Karl-Anthony Towns this offseason? What do you think is going to coach Knicks next season? Hit the follow button for more NBA content. Peace.